A very warm welcome to you viewers. My name is Micheline Navatises and I am going to bring you some educational news as well as some tights. Today we're speaking to Anké Husemeyer, who is the facility manager for Mondesa Youth Opportunities. So stay tuned for the calendar day. And now, time for your news. The acting CEO of the Namibia Student Financial Assistance Fund, NSFAF, Kennedy Kandume, says that beneficiaries owe the fund 2.6 billion Namibian dollars. According to Kandume, the records of all loan holders since the fund's initiation in 1997 have been computerized and can now be easily accessed. The identified individuals will face litigation and blacklisting if they do not make an effort to pay back their loans. Unemployed graduates will not see their names published in the newspapers, provided that they have initiated contact with the fund to explain their individual circumstances. Now, the fund's chief financial advisor, Wise Emmanuel, says they will publish the names of those individuals that the recovery team cannot get hold of at the addresses provided to NSFAF. Emmanuel says contact has been made with some of the defaulters of the individuals via their postal addresses. Furthermore, Kandume stated that the fund has made contact with various companies and state-owned institutions to implore their employees who had studied with assistance from NSFAF to pay back their loans. Our target is those that were fortunate enough that benefited to secure assistance from the fund and those that have secured income from their employees, Kandume said. Now, on our second story, the Scientific Society Swakopmund invites interested persons to a presentation titled What Fish Ears Have to Say by Dr. Majid Wilhelm at the Swakopmund Museum Lecture Hall. Dr. Wilhelm will explain that a fish, otolith, which means ear stone, is and how it can be used to tell us different things in fisheries science in this talk today at 6. These range from diet studies, for example, fur seals, to determining ages, the growth analysis of fish, to identifying genetic differences of stocks, and even in the investigation of long-term changes in growth of fishes related to climate change. Now, in our third but not last story, UNICEF is a Facebook post is falsely informing the world that United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF is offering free online courses for the general public through Agora. Now, the link provided on the internet takes the user to the Agora website, which claims to offer free online courses. Agora claims that it is an authentic global hub of UNICEF, offering learning and development. It purports to be a free portal offering tailored learning solutions with online courses open to everyone of any nationality. According to the site, courses are free of charge, easy to access, and can be accessed from a computer, tablet, or smartphone. Users are also promised free digital certificates when the course is complete. However, Juditha Machila, the Advocacy Communication and Partnership Officer at the UNICEF country office, said that this could be a scam. As far as I know, UNICEF does not offer courses externally as we are not an institution, she said. Now, if you want to read more about the stories that I have just mentioned, please visit our website www.erongo.com.na. I repeat, www.erongo.com.na. Welcome back, viewers. I am joined by Anké Husemeyer, who is the manager of Mondesa Youth Opportunities. I am really delighted to be in a room filled with books here today. So, Anké, can you just inform me what exactly is Mondesa Youth Opportunities?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Mondesa Youth Opportunity is a very intensive afternoon educational program for children that show promise and are coming from underprivileged backgrounds. So we start with the grade 4 and we end at the grade 8. So we're having students here from the age of 9 to 14.
Okay.
And they receive extra classes in the afternoon.
All right. And from others, learners from various schools, or which schools do you target in the Erongo community?
We work with the state schools here in Swakopmund and in Mondesa.
Okay. And can you just tell me, you mentioned offline that they do some learning programs after they come to school. So can you just give us an overview about what learning programs they usually do when they come here?
Okay. So we basically have an afternoon school program. So we have a timetable with all the different kind of subjects. Okay. So we have mathematics, English, reading. We have a library that they are allowed to use. We have a life skills class, music classes, sports classes, and we also have a computer class. So our learners learn how to use a computer.
And how many facilitators or teachers would you say are part of Mondesa Youth Opportunities? Who teaches them this music classes or provides them with the subjects?
We have 2 different English teachers, depending on the grades. We also have an extra teacher who's doing the reading, apart from on top of the 2 English teachers. We have a mathematics teacher. We have somebody else for computer. We have somebody for life skills, 1 music teacher, and we do have a volunteer who is doing sports.
Oh, nice. You're all full jam-packed opportunity place. Anké, can you tell me, you mentioned also that you have almost more than 80 learners usually. How many are you planning to intake, or is that the maximum that you can intake?
So our maximum is 120. That's what our usual intake. So we have 1 class per grade, and in every class we have 24 learners.
All right. And how many projects, or what projects, can you just take me through as this year started? One of the highlights of Mondesa Youth Opportunities, recently the 2 learners were awarded by one of the companies here in Swakopmund. If you can maybe just touch on that as well.
So yes, we have we are an operation that is completely operating only on donations. So our students are not paying any fees to be part of MYO. So therefore we have nice sponsors that are sponsoring our students, as for instance Reptile, who's sponsoring, or Nova Energy, who they are sponsoring Tugamela Amadia and Leslie Gassep, 2 of our students here at MYO. So that is a big thing that we have, or that we had this year. Apart from that, we are just happy that we are back to the normal here at MYO. So we are back doing our trips as well, because we take our learners also outside of Swakopmund to show them what is out there, because a lot of our learners cannot afford to get out of Swakopmund. So for instance, we just took a class for camel riding and to bird watching in Warwish Bay. And we also took another class just recently to Cape Cross.
Oh, nice. So how many trips do you do during the year?
Every class is getting 2 trips. So we do an afternoon trip and also a day trip for every grade.
All right. And can you mention maybe how do you select the criteria of the learners? Like, for example, in the likes of Leslie, the top learners, how do you select those learners? Is it just their academics that speak for itself, or is there specific criteria that you choose that, no, this is the top learner for this grade and so forth?
So as you know, our schools are having a lot of challenges here in the Erongo region, or I'd say completely in Namibia. So we have a lot of learners in classes that are actually not equipped for a lot of learners. So it is very difficult to have, if you have a full class of up to 50 children, I'd say average of 45 children, to give the same attention to all the learners. So we are selecting those learners that are showing promise, but they just have no chance to be lifted up to their full potential. So yes, the academics are very important, of course, but we also pay attention to the background, because our goal is to give students from an underprivileged background the best education that they can get.
Okay. You mentioned learners that are coming from underprivileged backgrounds. Can you just explain that? Is it more financially, or do you also accept learners that are disabled, disadvantaged?
So our learners are mainly coming from the communities where there is not a lot of money, I'd say. So because if you have a look at the education system, if you can afford a good education, you would usually go probably to a private school.
Yes,
if you don't have the money for that, then you are just left behind. And we want to fill the gap, so to give those an opportunity who can't afford a better education.
Anké, I must say that you are really doing a great job, filling the gap as much as you can, and you should be really proud. MYO should be really proud of what they have done so far. So on that note, just before we end off, can you also just mention the establishment, who is behind this initiative, and for how long have you been here, and maybe any future plans that, or any future near plans that MYO has?
So MYO is already operating for 18 years.
Wow.
So we're definitely here for a long time, and it's a very successful program. So our learners have a 100% pass rate at the schools.
Woohoo!
So that is definitely something to be proud of, and we are very proud of. And I just moved here, so I'm here now for 2 years. Here in Swakopmund, and also for 2 years working for Mondesa Youth Opportunities.
All right. And last but not least, what can we expect from NYO? Maybe any future plans that you have?
Our future plans are still educating and investing as much as possible into the youth of Namibia.
Thank you so much, Anké. As Anké said, it is important to invest in our futures, as our learners are our futures. So thank you so much for joining me today here, Anké. Maybe if you can just take me through to the playground, and maybe I can speak to one of the learners, that will be very nice.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I am joined here by one of the life skills teachers at Mondesa Youth Opportunities, Fulvia. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. Fulvia, can you take us through Mondesa Youth Opportunities? How is it being a teacher here?
It's lovely being a teacher here. The learners are good, well-mannered, and come from unprivileged families, so it's good working with them.
Okay. And what are one of the topics or daily topics that you usually go through with them? What does a life skills teacher teach?
Okay, mostly it's more about life. I teach them more about life, what happens outside, apart from them doing math and English. So we talk about feelings, bad feelings, good feelings, pregnancy, and many more.
So basically life matters in general.
Yes.
Can you mention most learners usually have this thing in the back of their minds that when they come to a life skills class, it's a free period for them, because many a times in the schools, life skills isn't taken as seriously. Why do you think life skills as a subject is important to be implemented in a school?
Okay. It's really important because kids need to know more about life. I mean, you'd find learners have low self-esteem because they're never told how beautiful they are, how good they are. And it's such things that at the end of the day, we have kids with a lot of low self-esteem. We have suicides because nobody talks to them. They don't have anybody to open to. So when they come to MYO, I mean, my kids love me and I love them. So we have such conversation. If they have any problem, any small problem, they'll come to me and we'll sit and talk. So it's more like mother and daughter, or sister and daughter, or son. So that's how I take the kids here.
I think also life skills is very important because it neutralizes that's a subject that neutralizes everything, that takes out the seriousness of school. So thank you so much for talking to me, and please keep on doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Enjoy the rest of the third day.
Thank you very much.
I am joined here by the lovely Kano, who is a grade 8 learner at one of the schools here in Swakopmund. How are you, Kano?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Kano, I see that you really love MYO. Can you tell me why is it nice to be here?
Being at MYO is a really, really big privilege to be here because, not everyone actually gets that type of opportunity to be at MYO. At MYO, they teach us each and every important and essential think we need, like, before we go to school.
Yes.
You know, when we go to school, they teach us things we never learned at school before. So yeah, being at NYO, it gives us a lot of knowledge, and also being at NYO teaches us how to be good, and it also teaches us moral values, and it teaches us how to actually love one another. So my journey at NYO has really been good, and I really enjoyed being at NYO because we actually treat each other like family here at NYO. Like, we love one another, and even if we have a problem, we just talk to one another at NYO. So yeah, that's why I really love NYO.
All right, and what's your highlight? For example, if you come to MIO, what do you look forward to when you come to MIO every day?
When I come to MIO every day, I look forward to computers because we actually have a lot of fun learning in the computer lab because we get to go on internet and then we Google and type and that. And also what I look forward to is my class. My class is actually one of the best.
It's fun, hey?
Yeah, it's fun, and it's actually good. My class is a class where we actually feel comfortable with one another, and yeah.
And that's actually one important factor that you mentioned. It's really important to sort of have a family and not just always, everything shouldn't always be serious in a class. So to have a conducive environment to learn and to play and, to get to know each other while you're learning is actually very important. So anything you'd want to say maybe to your classmates or to your fellow viewers watching here?
To everyone watching, I hope everyone, if you really had the chance to be at NYO, and NYO is the best place ever. And to my classmates watching, hi. So yeah, I'm on TV, and NYO is actually it's just a place. It's an amazing place to be. It's like heaven. It's very.
Wow. I wish I could turn back the hands of time and join Emma as well, but unfortunately. Thank you so much, Kaino, for joining us.
Thank you very much, Mas.
Greetings everyone, I'm Given Saikali, an AS level student at Danaza High School. A study tip I would like to share with you guys is to take regular breaks during the study sessions. Taking regular breaks helps you to reduce the workload and reduces your stress levels.
This is our happy song. Take this ring and put it on a perfect smile, a perfect fit. We can't go wrong. Hey, let's stop the world. Just a boy and girl. Today we'll start together. Today we'll start together. Ever, ever, oh. Ever, ever, oh. Today we'll start. What if we laughed?
In today's weather report, the sun was out 6:15 and will set 7:16. Walvis Bay will experience a maximum of 20 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 14 and a maximum of 21 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A southwest wind will prevail with a speed of 15 kilometers per hour. The sun was out 6:16 and will set 7:16. Swakopmund will experience a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 14 and a maximum of 19 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A southwest wind will prevail with a speed of 13 kilometers per hour. The sun was out 6:17 and will set 7:16. Antis Bay will experience a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 14 and a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A south-southwesterly wind will prevail with a speed of 13 kilometers per hour. The sun was out 6:14 and will set 7:14. Arandas will experience a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 12 and a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A south-southwesterly wind will prevail with a speed of 11 kilometers per hour. The sun was out 12 minutes past 6 and will set 11 minutes past 7. Usakos will experience a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 14 and a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A south-southwesterly wind will prevail with a speed of 13 kilometers per hour. The sun was out 11 minutes past 6 and will set 9 minutes past 7. Karibuk will experience a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A southwest wind will prevail with a speed of 13 kilometers per hour. And last but not least, the sun was out 11 minutes past 6 and will set 8 minutes past 7. Omaruru will experience a maximum of 38 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 38 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A south-southwesterly wind will prevail with a speed of 11 kilometers per hour. And that was it for your weather report. And unfortunately, we have come to the end of our show. But please do visit our website www.erongo.com.na. I repeat, www.erongo.com.na for news that I read today and many more. And if you'd like to share some news with us, please do not hesitate to contact us on our WhatsApp and Telegram number, which is 0811 7040. I repeat, 0811 7400. And also we have our Erongo supplement coming up. Tomorrow is the last day to book, so please, if you also want to book in our Erongo supplement, just contact the number that I've mentioned now. From myself, it's a bye. Stay safe and goodbye.